Across Africa, many countries are making considerable progress towards the vision of a democratic, prosperous, and peaceful continent outlined in the African Union's Agenda 2063. However, gains are threatened by high levels of corruption alongside the problem of petty bribery. When government officials channel public funds into their own pockets, they hinder the development of local communities and entire countries. Corruption is found in both rich and poor countries, and evidence shows that it hits poor people disproportionately. It contributes to instability, poverty, and is a dominant factor driving fragile countries towards state failure. It is for this reason that African Union proclaims 11th July in 2016 as the date to commemorate African Anti-Corruption Day on preventing and combating corruption in Africa. This year's commemoration marks the 5th time that the African Anti-Corruption Day is being celebrated ever since it was proclaimed, and this year it is being commemorated under the theme Regional Economic Communities. However, Transparency International Zambia-TIZ has joined the rest of the African continent in commemorating the African Anti-Corruption Day. And speaking to Muvi TV News in Lusaka, TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe revealed that TIZ does note some positive developments that has taken place, but the Zambian government has not given any real update of how the country is faring in the implementation of the AUCPCC.
TIZ does note some positive developments that have taken place, primarily to do with the domestication of some provisions of the convention through the enactment of key pieces of legislation to help fight corruption. Now, despite these basic legislative parameters being in place, the overall picture as far as the fight against corruption goes in Zambia is a depressing one that shows a deteriorating situation as seen by the country's worsening score on the Corruption Perception Index, CPI-Z. The Zambian government has not given any real updates on how we are faring as a country in the implementation of this convention.
He further adds that the Zambian government has failed this litmus test in many respects, as not only do they frown upon any civic actors demanding accountability from them.
The Zambian government has failed this litmus test in many respects, as not only do they frown upon any civic actors demanding accountability from them, they also actively seek ways to reduce the space for such civic engagement to occur through the misapplication of pieces of legislation such as the Public Order Act. TIZ therefore wishes to further challenge the government to go back to the AUCPCC and reflect on all the provisions in the convention in order to ascertain a more effective approach for ensuring that we as a country are adhering to the provisions which are meant to enhance the fight against corruption in different ways.
However, African governments need more robust systems in place to make it illegal through corrupt acts. The burden should lie with the accused to explain and prove the legitimate sources of their assets, and if they fail, conviction and forfeiture should follow them, and this would require authorities to have full independence to investigate, prosecute, and more specialist skills to do so. Margaret Chota, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.